16 draws down, 1 to go, and there's still so much to play for. Teams scraping for first, teams battling to get into the playoffs. Alberta, Manitoba, they'll face off to see who is number 1. Meanwhile, Team Canada and Northern Ontario will clash in a game that will decide 4th and that final playoff spot. So strap yourself in as the tension rises. Here at Mosaic Place, Draw 17, Scotties next. On a morning when we are getting light snow, it remains mild for this time of year, but tomorrow cold weather returns to southern Saskatchewan and Moose Jaw. Last evening, some interesting results. In Draw 16, Saskatchewan, Stephanie Lawton and her team out of the Nutana Club in Saskatoon against Val Sweeting in Alberta, who had come in with the 9 straight wins. This is in the second and without last draw, and this was a very determined Saskatchewan team, and in particular, skip Stephanie Lawton. This was her first, as she uses that stone as almost a guard. She wraps it around with her first. Can she do it again? Well, you bet she can. She had that draw weight down as Saskatchewan would roll to a 9-1 win, handing Alberta their first loss and clinching a spot in the playoffs for Saskatchewan. Elsewhere, Quebec was a winner over Newfoundland and Labrador as they finished their round-robin play. Nova Scotia beats BC and New Brunswick with 2 in 10 to knock off Team Canada. So this sets up the final draw scenario. We know Alberta, Manitoba will play for the last rock, the hammer. They will be in the 1-2 game. Saskatchewan is into the 3-4. We just don't know whether it will be the 3rd or 4th slot. Team Canada, Northern Ontario will play for that final playoff position. Everyone else has been eliminated. As on this Friday morning, we say hello, Canada. Welcome back to Moose Jaw. Cheryl Russ alongside this Northern Ontario team. First time, of course, ever a Northern Ontario team has been in a Scotties. Had to come through that pre-qualifying. I'm just going to assume they're tired.
Game 14 for this Northern Ontario team, and they're young enough that I don't think physical exhaustion will be an issue, but definitely mental exhaustion will be the key. So use that nothing to lose underdog mentality to your advantage. Play relaxed and loose out there and take advantage of those rare opportunities that you may get from Team Canada.
The sports psychologist will tell Team Canada, look, there's no pressure, but I'm sorry, I don't believe that. The last time a defending champion didn't make the playoffs, 2012, Amber Holland. There is definitely pressure on Rachel Homan, and it's new for her.
It's really neat. Cut it with a knife, and it's totally new. They're out of their element here right at this point in time. 22 straight victories at the Scotties Tournament of Hearts. That's a record. All of a sudden, in the last 6 games, Rachel's lost 4 of the 6. That is not a comfortable feeling. I think what you're going to see here with Homan in a sudden death game is keep it simple. They're not setting the angles up. They're not hitting the rocks in the right spots. Use that great hitting ability to leave herself some room and turn that sudden death into sudden victory.
The game plan is brought to you by World Financial Group, helping Canadians have better financial futures. It's all on the line. 4th place when we come back.
The 2015 Scotties Tournament of Hearts is brought to you by Sponge Towels Paper Towels. Nothing absorbs like it. The 2015 Scotties Tournament of Hearts is brought to you by World Financial Group, helping Canadians have better financial futures. By Tim Hortons, official coffee of the Canadian Curling Association. And by Home Hardware, homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice.
th and final round-robin draw. Games on the ice. Alberta, Manitoba will decide last rock. They will meet in that 1-2 game. Ontario, New Brunswick wind up their round-robin on sheet B. Our featured game is on sheet C, and on the outside sheet, Saskatchewan at 7-3. A win will guarantee them that 3rd place spot. If they fall back, they would be finishing 4th to play PEI. So, Team Canada, Northern Ontario, one will be in the playoffs, one will be out. Time to meet the teams now. It's brought to you by Home Hardware. Homeowners, helping homes with expert advice.
Hi, I'm Tracy Horgan, skip of Team Northern Ontario. Our lead is Amanda Gates, second Jenna Inky, third Jennifer Horgan, and we curl out of the Idlewild Golf and Country Club in Sudbury.
Hi, I'm Rachel Homan, skip of Team Canada. At lead, Lisa Weagle. At second, Joanne Courtney. Third, Emma Miskew. And we curl out of the Ottawa Curling Club.
And when you're looking for little things, is it too much to say that Team Canada lost the draw to the button? Northern Ontario will have Lost Rock here in the first, playing the Redstones, Canada the yellow, to get us underway. Lisa Weagle. To my mind, that just again points out the struggles with draw weight, Russ, that Rachel Homan is having.
Yeah, that's just it. And Rachel plays a very aggressive game. She plays the way Wayne Madaw used to play when he was skipping, that put a lot of rocks in play early, work your way out of it with the big weight hits later. But those rocks in play early have to be in the right spot. And it's not just necessarily Rachel that's missing draws. It's the angles aren't right. Playing a freeze, bouncing open, not getting the guards quite in the right spot. They're close. They're really close. But giving up a 2 to Alberta to lose, giving up a 2 to New Brunswick to lose, all of a sudden it's 4 losses and backs against the wall.
When you talk about the little things, you saw Amanda Gates' numbers, and you know, we see a big difference between Lisa Weagle, who's ranked at number 2 in the leads, and Amanda Gates at number 11. And their setup shots for those leads, that's so important.
And there you go, Gates with a chance to go around and goes deep, center line, back edge of the 4.
I think you're dead on, Cheryl, with the analyzing this situation. 11% difference for Lisa. She can put a world of hurt on Northern Ontario early in an end.
Although we did see her in a couple of games struggle a little bit too, going deep herself, crashing on a guard every once in a while. Hasn't been the, well, let's just say for this entire team, as you pointed out, when you come in winning 22 in a row, you expect it just to continue. But unlike Manitoba that dropped their 1 and turned it on after that, this Team Canada continues to sputter.
Well, it's like any other sport. You can learn to win and you can learn to lose. You can get into those habits where it's hard to get out of that winning phase, which is nice, and it's hard to get out of that losing phase.
And then again, now you've got somebody in Richard Hart who joins this team for the first year, and the pressure on him as a coach. What does he say to this team as we say good morning, Kathy Gauthier?
Well, he's all about tough love. He said to them last night, I'm tired of hearing about straight spots. There are no straight spots on this ice. It curls with both turns, and so if it's running straight, it's our releases, and that's something we need to fix. He talked about the middle of the lineup being the biggest challenge. They're just struggling to get to the broom, and then that starts to impact how you feel. Something else to watch this morning is this is the first time Team Canada will play a morning game. First time Richard has ever coached them in the morning. He didn't know if they had a warm-up plan, if they run around the building. It's your first morning, too, and Brian and I always run around the building. I'll meet you outside.
That's nice of you. Thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, it's different. Certainly you have to think about what you've done the evening before, and then, you know, like the curlers, it's very tough sometimes to go back to the room and shut it down and not think about your performance, whether it be on the ice or here in the booth. But they even today, in talking to one of them, they still think that the ice is a little bit of a problem here. And I said, aren't you supposed to know that? But yeah, but the sheets are a little different. They're not consistent. And I think, well, if that's the case, then that's a problem.
We talk about this all the time, and it is a problem. It's in their head, and you can't do that. First of all, the other team's playing in that same sheet. The other teams are on the same 4 sheets. You can't let that get in your head. Sometimes these teams, the top elite teams, play on such good surfaces that I'll go out on a limb and say they're spoiled. And you, not that this isn't a good surface, but Rachel thinks it's a bit tricky. Then it's a bit tricky. And my dad used to make ice. He used to say, I make 4 friends and 4 enemies every game, because whoever lost hated the ice. And if you don't like the ice, you're going to lose.
Run it back, try to open things up.
Well, and I like Richard Hart, the way he's handling it. You really have to not focus on what you don't like out there. Focus on what you do like out there. You know, there's lots of times you hit ice that there's something about it. It curls too much or it's too straight. But if you as a team start to all talk about that and focus on it, you're not focusing on making the shots.
Right. We talked about this an event earlier where Rachel said, I don't want to throw this shot because if we sweep it, it'll back up.
Yep.
And Vic said to me, what do you think of that? And I said, well, don't sweep it. You know, and it's I think they're creating problems once in a while. This team, at their age, is the best team in the face of the earth. And they just have to go into this game. I think it's going to help them that it's sudden death, because sudden death, you tend to play a little more defensive, and they're so good at that.
Team Canada is sitting the 1 at the back edge of the 4. Northern Ontario with last draw.
Even if we're not.
Game 14 for them, having come through the pre-qualifying against Yukon and the Territories. 2 separate teams, of course, and the addition now of Northern Ontario. So those 3 played to fill out the field of 12. And so this is another sudden death game for this team.
Whoa. Yep.
Game 14, that's unbelievable.
Got to get it on the yellow first. Oh, almost.
And just jams it at the back. Still sits. Team Canada
Try, Jenna.
are sitting the shot stone.
That's a 1/4 of an inch thinner. You roll buried, and that yellow one that's being raised from the top of the 8-foot would have hit more of that yellow, going across the face of that red, kept the red in play. Nearly perfect.
Yep. Get on board. Hard then.
And yesterday we saw, in fact, when we watched this game, it was Joanne Courtney and Emma Miskew, that middle of the lineup, as Richard Hart suggested, that was really struggling.
Boy, that was definitely down board. That didn't even get to the hack. They well scrubbed to get that by.
What weight? 9? Okay, straight up. Straight up, 10. Roll,
Jennifer Horgan. So they play 3 before the main draw even begins, this Northern Ontario team. And then when it does, it was a good late finish with wins against BC, Saskatchewan, and Ontario. Then they lost to Manitoba. Still, though, in contention for that 4th and final playoff spot.
Control. Little solid. No. Control. Control. Lean. Yep. Lean. Whoa. Control. Lean. Yep. A little bit. Yep. See you guys. Really nice out.
And sitting 3 without Lashrop.
2 good ones. Nice shooting.
For Team Canada, that win over British Columbia was their 22nd in a row at the Scotties. Then they lost to Manitoba. And then look what's happened since then. The inconsistency. That loss to Nova Scotia. And then the losses to Alberta and New Brunswick. In games, as you point out, Russ, they really had a chance to win, but played bad 10th ends.
2 bad 10th ends in a row, and that has to be in their psyche going later into this game.
Oh, look at this. Roll it over and sit at the back of the 8-foot under.
Well, that's going to be the big thing for the Horgan team. I think, physically they're fine out there, but mentally, all the little things. So catching the hits and rolls, calling the line, talking about the ice, and keeping the chat up. When you get tired mentally, you sometimes shut down and you're not speaking as much to each other out there, and you lose that chemistry on the ice that you had.
This tells me a lot here. Rachel's going to play the draw, so she could play either run back.
Are we going right down to it?
Line's more important.
Okay. It's a newer path here, so it should be a little bit stickier.
Okay, if we can freeze it, it'd be great.
Okay. Okay.
So we have a double to lie 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
A little stickier, 3 feet in the
Yeah,
middle.
and 4 feet, please.
We're talking about being sticky here. It's just fresh pebble.
Very
few rocks in this particular spot during practice.
Go on, 2. Go on. 8, 9. Stay close. Yeah. 9. Room. Still 9.
All about the line, she said.
8, 9. We're to it. It's coming down. Lots of room. Freeze it. We're there.
You know it's going to go. You know it's going to go. And right down to it. So a lovely first draw
Did you get on that end?
here in this first end of play.
Yeah, I thought it was about like a little
Rachel Homan.
Lots extra.
That's
Okay,
huge,
5
Vic.
feet.
It really is.
Yeah.
You can see it on her face. You missed the draw of the button. They've struggled with draws a bit to have the confidence to play that one down a slow path, too.
And how important was that information with Courtney and Weagle before she even threw it?
Oh, huge. You know, the thing is, in practice, the draws are all kind of thrown to the forefoot. You're not coming across the center line as much. And that's one of those little things, again, from this team that watches.
This is the game for the last rock, the hammer in the 1-2 game. Alberta, Manitoba. Alberta coming off that disappointing loss last night, Kathy. Manitoba with a chance here to score a bundle early.
Well, and really making Val's shots tough this morning. She had that long run back. That guard that you see up there was the stone that she ran back against 2 on her first, got 1, but Jennifer looped one right around again. And in Val's attempt to try to corner freeze, it is not frozen. It is open for 3.
Watching Tracy Horgan as well as she draws down and will sit there for shot.
Nice shot, Trace. Good.
And that will give Manitoba an early lead. They'll put 3 on the board here in the first.
Beautiful draw made by Tracy right down to the face of Team Canada stone.
Just a hair more
Tracy's
ice
made a
down.
lot of nice draws this week.
Take 3 feet off. Reach. Here, H. Gotta keep it high, eh? Sorry? Gotta keep it a little high. Be shot. Just a hair. Okay. Hers behind the tee line. Okay. Hers carried a little bit better there, so you can take a few feet off. Yeah.
Saskatchewan against Prince Edward Island. Saskatchewan already guaranteed a spot in the playoffs. Final stone on the way. Stephanie Lawton against Prince Edward Island, Suzanne Burt, Charlottetown.
Well, she needs the hearts. She damned her double on her first shot, and Suzanne Burt just looped one around. That is a shot stone.
Huge carry. Schmidt, Kasner. And just a little light. It looks like steal 1. You heard Rachel Holman say, give me a little more ice. I'm going to take about 3 feet of weight off of this and give it to the brushers. Courtney Weagle, and that's it. They're there. Shot stone.
Just yellow. Yeah, do you want to try it?
Yeah. Okay.
Great information from the sweepers right before Team Rachel threw was that you can take a little off. They felt like on the first one that was got there easy, so giving her the proper information.
Yeah, I know.
Perfect draw weight.
Okay.
Yeah, you could actually throw the second one 3 feet lighter than the first one, which doesn't make sense, but you've warmed that spot up twice because Horgan did the same thing.
Just touch it over.
Yeah, because our red shouldn't go anywhere, eh? It has that backing.
These are tricky to watch. Val Sweeting try to play a tick shot and miss, and this is equally difficult. It's all about trying to draw the button here. If the line's good, hopefully the brushers can make it for 2, but you're really trying to score 1 here.
Heavy, I think.
A little more out of her hands, says Tracy Horgan. Gates on the left, Engie on the right. Just touch that yellow over and sit.
Sit.
Needs to touch it and sit. No, and now it'll spin and roll too far, and that's the danger.
One yellow.
One yellow it is, and so
Great weight on that, Trace.
Team Canada will steal one here in the first, 17th and final, last round robin draw. Story coming in, the draw weight, and whether in fact Rachel Homan had lost it. She didn't get the draw to the button. She lost it there, but here she finds it with her first.
For sure, this is all about proving to yourself you have it in your back pocket, and really leads well for the rest of the game.
Really nice shot.
And then not once, after Tracy Horgan comes down and puts it on the corner, she follows it up.
And you can learn something from this as a new player. She tried to throw 3 feet lighter to put it in the same spot. Why? Because that's the third rock down the same path with this wonderful world-class brushing. It speeds it up that much. Absolutely no mistake, right on the X.
And then when Tracy Horgan tried the little tick, she was wide, rolled too far, steal of one. The key shots are brought to you by Scotties, Canada's favorite brand of facial tissue.
Whoa.
Friday morning.
Okay, at least.
Draw 17 here in Moose Jaw. Final round robin draw. One of these teams will get into the playoffs, one will not, and then we'll start our playoff coverage tonight with the 1-2 page playoff game. So Team Canada opens with the steal of one, and here in the second, once again, Northern Ontario and the team from the Idlewild Golf and Country Club in Sudbury, Tracy Horgan, will have the last rock. They have the hammer playing the red stones.
It's always a little bit of a guess on Tracy's last one. You haven't seen anything with a little bit of extra weight down there. Where do you put the broom? That's always a question.
She was maybe, what, 3 feet deeper than a draw, which makes it almost a foot wider. It's hard to explain that to people on this type of surface, that late finish, any extra weight, and it's just not going to curl. She was robbed there. Any lighter, she scores one for sure, maybe two.
Ontario and New Brunswick, they blanked the first. New Brunswick, Sylvie Robichaud of Moncton as the last rock into against Julie Hastings and the Ontario champions from the Bayview Golf and Country Club in Thornhill.
There was an example of a setup shot that Amanda's going to have to get in better position. She ticks off and she's come around and leaves this open hit for Joanne Courtney.
Will be on the outside. No. Still no. Should be real close. We got hair inside. Nice, Joe. Good, Joe. That was good weight. Yeah.
That's what you identified in the opening, 11% difference here. Amanda's going to have a real good game to
nice
give
time.
NO a chance.
Straight up.
His entire Horgan team from Sudbury represented Ontario.
Easy. Beauty, Jenna.
Back in 2012, they went 4-7 in Red Deer. Now Northern Ontario, first time.
Control weight, hit and roll to the middle. Okay.
There's been a split in the province.
Straight through, Joe.
Beautiful weight on that hit and roll. That's one thing watching this team through the week. They do bring their weights down to get that hit and roll and use their sweepers.
Holman's asked for the same thing here, is a little softer weight to try to roll, but you know it's going to curl here.
Joanne Courtney. And the shooter will spin out the side.
They actually tried to play a soft kind of peel, hit and roll into the rings.
So many teams would play that with just a straight peel without looking at anything. The option where you can get kind of two things out of one shot by rolling on as well.
Straight up.
And for Joanne Courtney, who has struggled a little bit, the positive comments from Rachel Homan. Good throw.
Yep. Let it out. Yep.
Looking to roll over now and cover their stone top edge of the 8. But they'll bang it on the beak, run it back, and
Jenna.
Ray Stone will sit for second shot. Centerline guard, though, stays in front for Northern Ontario.
And that's such a good point, Vic. You know, when you're struggling or you have a player that's struggling, you do have to give them feedback as a skip that they are throwing well, and then that player can just stick with it and know it'll come eventually.
Down normal. No. Clean. Clean. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Clean. Strong. Really good. Sit down.
I'm going to give it a try. Try to make that roll. It should still be in front of the tee line if it's buried.
Jennifer Horgan.
9.
And across that nose. Now roll it over. Roll it over. Little more. Little more. Oh, not quite.
Beautiful try.
Hey, let's go.
Let's throw back.
Yeah, you bet.
Hack should hold up here, right?
Yeah.
Release tackle.
Hack.
Oh.
Clean it. It's good. Hack. Little solid. No, it's good.
Emma miscue.
Just hack. Whoa. Needs to come back really big. Never. Still hack. Nope, never.
And just enough to push it out the back.
Yeah. Good throw. Extra rotation.
Great weight on that spot. That's probably the only spot we've seen run a little bit straighter is just the edge of the forefoot. It's a spot that, and we saw that with Tracy's too, where it just seems to be a little bit flatter there. You're not catching the curl off the edge of the 8 foot. And then once it gets close to center, it'll go again.
11.
Another chance though for Northern Ontario to get this little jump in behind their center guard. It's all about the line call. Get across the nose. Jump it over a little bit more. And getting closer.
Very nice.
Great throws.
Great weight on that.
Ontario, New Brunswick. After the blank in one, New Brunswick. Sylvie Robichaud, Moncton.
I'm for hack and it came down to 11.
Against Ontario's Julie Hastings.
Good one down. Should be okay.
Hastings right now 5 and 5 coming in.
11.
New Brunswick at 3 and 7. First time here for Ontario and Hastings. Team out of Thornhill, New Brunswick. Robichaud went 1 and 10 her first trip back in 2008, so already 2 games better. Skip Stones here in 2. And now rolling it away from that center guard.
Really nice reach. Nice shot.
You just get the feeling when Rachel made that first freeze, that first come around, that it's...
Filled her with confidence?
Yes.
Yeah.
Over-rolling.
Well, it doesn't really matter now, yeah.
Yeah, but it's different paths, Trace.
Yeah.
For her.
Well, that was a good comment. They're trying to maybe, if anything, overroll and give Rachel just a different path rather than that same out turn.
Close, still a little sticky, but it wasn't.
No, yours held up really nice.
You got it.
I extended pretty good on it, just to keep it there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they tried it a couple of times. And they're giving another go here now with Tracy Horgan trying to roll in behind cover. Dropping in on Manitoba, Alberta as well. Oh, and she'll miss it. And just feather it over. Alberta with a chance to get a couple back here. And the final stone, Val Sweet.
Well, that red stone belonging to Alberta, that is Val's first shot when Lori Olson wasn't able to make the double. It forced her into a situation of trying to use the Manitoba stone on the 12-foot as a guard. She buried it, and Jennifer was heavy on her final stone, which was an attempted freeze of that. So needs 8 foot for the 2.
You've been in this situation too. How important is this game? They're both in the 1-2, but for Val Sweeting coming off that loss last night, Kathy.
Well, mentally it's huge because it wasn't that they lost, it was how they lost. They really didn't have anything going on. That's huge for her.
Scores the 2. Manitoba will have last rock in 3.
It's like a 15 here.
Tracy might have gotten caught in either a fresh path down there where the overcurl happened, or it's just where it does curl out there a little further.
Hug in the wing. They weren't even thinking about sweeping it partway down and missed completely.
Weight's good. We can make this good. Yeah. We're not heavy, are we?
It's all weight, guys. It's all weight. It's really curling.
Still 6.
Yep.
Gotta go.
Giving Rachel another opportunity at a draw.
Whoa.
Just top 8. Just
Might
top 8.
overcurl.
Leave it high.
6.
Watch it go. Look at that. Right out the other side.
Took off.
So it'll be a draw against 3. Saskatchewan and Prince Edward Island. After PEI opened with a steal of 1, Saskatchewan has a chance here to get a couple.
Well, they do, and that's really thanks to a great hit and roll made by Sherry Anderson on her first stone. And since that PEI has been chasing to eliminate 1, which Suzanne Burt just did. So this is a draw for 2, needs a bite of the 8.
Saskatchewan with a win will claim 3rd place. If they should lose, they'll still be in the 3-4 game, but they would be awarded 4th place because they have lost to both Team Canada and Northern Ontario.
Big shot here.
Mine's good. 4 foot.
Yeah, this is
Hanging a bit.
this is confidence too for her. A little bit of a wobbly start. Missed your last one to give up the steal.
Wait only.
Can't hold the line on their first.
Go.
And sit there for a single to tie it. 44 curlers started the week with a chance to drive away in an all-new 2015 Ford F-150 in the annual Ford Hot Shots competition. That number, though, trimmed down to just 2. And in the final, Ontario's Stacey Smith against Heather Strong. And the skip from Newfoundland and Labrador came up big when she had to. Trailing by 1, heading into the final round, Strong scored 4, enough to win for the 2nd year in a row. Only the 2nd curler to ever do so. Heather Strong wins the Ford Hot Shots and a 2-year lease on Canada's best-selling pickup, the Ford F-150. Always nice on the morning draws to have some of the local elementary school children here, and of course cheering for Saskatchewan, who are on the ice against Prince Edward Island. And tomorrow will be Saskatchewan Day here at the Scotties. So everybody is asked to wear green, although in Saskatchewan they wear green a lot. And it's a lot of green with Riders logos on it. And this, you know, they talk about a provincial team, the Saskatchewan Roughriders of the CFL. No doubt, everyone supports
How much?
the green.
Rider pride.
It is.
Well, they're true fans here. I've been to football games, and the Riders aren't even playing, and there's a ton of Riders fans. They're everywhere.
So we're tied at 1, and we talk about big shots for early draws for Team Canada and Rachel Homan. That was one for Tracy Horgan as she hangs it on the back of the 4. We're tied at 1, and here in the 3rd for the first time in the game, Team Canada will have the last rock. They'll have the hammer playing the Yellowstones.
Now for sure for Tracy, that was a confidence builder draw. And for the sweepers, sweep 1 down. Horgan threw the center line guard here, but ended up really tight and allowing Team Canada a chance to tick off.
Pretty simple for Northern Ontario, you could be third, you could be out. You're in if you win this game. And if Saskatchewan loses and you've won the game, you'd be third by virtue of your win over Saskatchewan. Now, Lady, you know very well, coaches this team. Andrea Ronnebeck worked with you in '94. I asked her if the team did anything yesterday because they finished in the afternoon. She says, you know what, we just had free time. It was all about getting away from the ice, thinking about nothing else. They did take a tour of the Moose Jaw airfield, the forces base there. They went for a tour of the Snowbirds, and then last night they all went their separate ways. Coach Ronnebeck went out with a friend for dinner. The team went somewhere else for dinner. It was just forget about the game.
Yeah, and Andrea's a smart lady, and she knows how to lead a team, and that would have been a very strategic process for her to be trying to get the players just not to think about the game anymore and just take some time away, take a mental break.
Similar situation for Team Canada. Win, they're in. And if they do win and Saskatchewan should lose, they would be ranked third. Found it interesting. Coach Ronnebeck says, and obviously they watch and they've seen the struggles of draw weight. Russ for it. Rachel Homan so far. They'd like to put her into that position where she has to draw rather than try and hit her way out of something.
At least finesse shots too. I think the draws are very makeable for all the curlers in this type of ice because you can brush it so far. But that little hack where that little soft one, we saw Rachel make a ton of them at the Skins game, and it's not. I don't throw it all onto Rachel here. I think Joanne's like just had a wide open hit rolled out. They're close. Yeah. Look at their stats. They're second as a team, so it's not like we have to throw them under the bus. And the 4 losses all were on the last shot, so they're close. But it's the way they lost those last 2. That's what bothers me.
Jennifer Horgan.
Good.
Runs it back.
Very nice.
The difference is, look, if we're playing a club game, it's okay. But when you're playing as a game, and at the elite level, those misses, whether it comes at second or third, are all important because of the shot you've left your skip. Am I right, Cheryl?
Yeah, for sure. You have to be playing, you have to be putting the pressure on the other team. And I think Team Canada is so used to playing at that high level, they're ¡1 in the stats, that you wonder if it gets in their head if they're struggling a little bit and they're thinking about the ice and not as comfortable with it.
Aggressive call here. They realize there's a very little chance of doubling those off, so they're going to be forced here. So make the freeze, force Northern Ontario to blast everything other, and then you can blank or drop her too.
Keep going. Go, Joe. Sweep, guys.
Very nice shot, actually.
Pick it. The come around would be nice, maybe.
Brad.
Okay. Around the center, maybe. Oh, turn, come around. Or?
Yeah.
Yep.
Just top 4.
Yeah, you got it. Careful doing this. That yellow's angled beautifully. That Emma can hit and roll towards the button and save that yellow rock off the back red. I'm going to be careful with the positioning here.
You don't mind leaving this higher and maybe not even completely buried, so you can use it if they get a really great roll.
Ooh.
Hotline? Yeah, I'm done. Wait.
I can throw the same shot, bump it a hair. That's tough not to set up a double.
Hey. Control and roll?
Yeah.
Cam. Or nose and roll the
Nose
shooter.
is good, yeah.
Yeah. Control weight.
Nose came back to nose here.
Hey.
Fingers on it just at the last. And the red light comes on.
There's this angle we talked about. They should, if Emma can make this perfect, there'll be separation with these two yellows.
Trying to get the long roll.
And now, look at this. And they wind up pretty flat, almost mirror image.
Great throw, Em. Nice way.
I think so, eh?
She was a little worried,
Maybe tuck the corner.
Rachel Homan was, that they might leave a double.
10.
If it really curls, look for the little flop at the edge. Okay.
Okay, we'll try to group these. A 10. Straight up. Let's go.
Ontario has scored 1 in 3. Julie Hastings from Thornhill, so they're even. New Brunswick with the last rock now as they play 4. Coach Runebeck was saying that since their first appearance back in 2012, this team has traveled more, invested more in terms of their game. Gotten out Bonspiel. And now trying to roll it over on the corner. Gone to high performance facilities, worked
Sorry, Jen, I didn't hear you.
a lot, Cheryl, on their physical fitness, in particular the front end and the brushing and some of the new techniques of trying to strengthen yourself
Fresh pebble here.
with the push and pull.
Well, I think, you know, you're just looking at the top teams, you're looking at the Homans, and you're looking at the Sweetings, and you're seeing the fitness level, and that's what I think for these younger teams, they're trying to replicate and trying to do the same things. You've got a tour, you really need to have access to the good ice, and you need to play against these teams all the time and learn what mistakes you can and cannot make out there.
And you know, we were talking yesterday about arena ice, Russ, and how you get on, and she was saying the Fort William Club in Thunder Bay has put in one sheet that is arena style ice. That they've tried to replicate it, and that the teams in that area can rent it and get on it and get a sense of what they might face if they do get to an arena setting.
What a great idea. That's a fantastic idea. That's what they have to do down east. You have to play in this type of. That's why I think you see Tracy throw soft weight all the time, because she's used to those type of surfaces. Brilliant idea.
Well, and it's such a difference when you're throwing that soft weight, you're taking a lot more ice. You have to be comfortable throwing at that broom and that much more ice, believing that you'll get the curl.
Straight up.
One characteristic hit and stay not made by Team Canada.
Well, Alberta seems to have picked up their game after scoring that deuce. Remember now that Manitoba scored 3 in the first. Alberta replied and is now sitting 2. Final rock to be played, Kathy, by Jen Jones.
Well, I'm sure that Val's not very happy with her second one. That's the stone that Jennifer's playing down to. It was a draw attempt to go around after she made a great hit and roll on her first one. And so Jen has access to the 4-foot. Has some backing.
Stay really close. Yeah. Here, reach. Whoa. 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 Here, reach. Clean. Clean. Whoa. Whoa. Yeah. Okay, you can clean it. Clean it. Okay, let's go, reach. Let's go.
Just a light dust in.
Nice.
For the single. The winner gets the last rock in the 1-2 game. Final stone.
Really hard.
Facing a couple. There's a big scrub. Try to hold the line here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
One red? Yeah.
One red. And a big unforced error. We've enjoyed our time getting around, visiting the snowbirds Moose here in Moose Jaw. Just right off the Trans-Canada Highway. You see them and a little south, and then you're in the main street in the heart of downtown. What happened there? Team Canada missed their last shot, couldn't hold it, and it's a steal of one. 2-1 now, Northern Ontario leads Team Canada, and once again, Rachel Homan, the two-time defending Canadian champion
Nice three, guys.
out of the Ottawa Curling Club, will have last rock playing the Yellowstones.
Not there yet, no for line. We can wait.
Uncharacteristic miss for Rachel. You don't see her miss very many hits.
Especially when she had 2 tries at it. We talked about maybe a hair more curl in that area, and that's why you'd see the first one roll out. But they didn't scream early, so I don't know if there was a little lighter speed than Emma expected coming down, but that's a big steal.
And her stones just typically don't overcurl with the rotation she throws on.
Right, they can hold it.
So first stone, Northern Ontario goes in. Corner goes up from Team Canada. Northern Ontario caps it, and now this is the second for Team Canada lead, Lisa Weigel.
Hard, keep it high. Hard, keep it hard.
Boy, for a shot where they thought they would try to get the roll over, is that a little light?
Yeah, no question. They yelled 10. I don't think it was ever going to be a 10, and they brushed it from coast to coast. But those are tough shots that Lisa tries. That's why we talk so much about it. She underthrew that a hair, and you know, you tap the other team in. It wasn't far off from making it, really. Only wanted to roll a couple feet farther. Get off that 4-foot strip is what I always like to see people do, and then that leaves room for the skipper later to draw with either turn.
What did she say? Lots of line. Okay, we can walk. Slots. Slots.
Stick lead it, yes!
Fully.
Pretty good on it. Full 12.
Oh,
Yep. Good shot.
good, Jenna. Good job, girl. Ooh, wrong side.
Split on my
Okay. That is 62.
You wonder too, with this Northern Ontario team seeing a miss out of Team Canada, that's always a little bit of a, you kind of see the door open a bit.
Normal. Yeah. Think we throw up normal?
Okay.
Yeah, you just don't want that door to hit you on the way out. You want to hang around, you know.
This needs to curl. I think that's what Kathy alluded to, which is a great point where Richard said, look, they're not really, the rocks really aren't backing up. It's just the way it's released. That's the way Joanne's actually been taught from Rachel when they joined together. Rachel went to Alberta for a week or two to work on the release, which is quite commendable, but they might be overcooking it a little bit.
One more time. It's your last day with us, you know, so.
Don't even throw the comma in.
Kathy, what a mess. Suzanne Bird.
Stephanie Lawton made a great shot on her first one. Went through a hole that I didn't even think was there to get shot. Suzanne's trying to clip the outside of the red stone that you can see to minimize the damage. I don't think she can get shot, but she can get second.
It's fine. One yellow.
One yellow.
One yellow.
Deal of one, Saskatchewan.
One yellow.
They're looking very sharp.
Yeah, maybe, Steph.
Stephanie Lawton out of Saskatoon.
They really are, especially the skipper.
Kathy will be leaving us after today, after the multi-sheet coverage, and heading off to the Manitoba Seniors, and then, of course, representing Canada at Sochi, or in Sochi, at the World Seniors coming up in April.
Much better throw by Joanne.
Okay, nice 10. Straight up.
Great shooting. That's 3 rolls from Jennifer that have been extremely close or perfect.
Chase?
If you're trying to get the force, though, for Northern Ontario, you may have wanted to play the roll away. This gives this team especially the run back double.
No better player than Emma to play it. She makes a lot of these.
The skipper needs some help. And runs them back and won't spill it far enough. Shot stone is still Northern Ontario, and it is under cover. Those 2 staggered guards.
What's the same?
It's also a good spot for Team Canada to exploit, because if this isn't in a good spot after it stops, they can freeze down to that red one. It'd be nearly impossible to remove it.
A little more. 9-5. Close. 9-8. Queen. Yep.
Northern Ontario trying to get a little bit of roll to take away that draw.
Jennifer Horgan. And there's that roll, and it will roll too far. So down on the corner.
Yes.
Just 9-7.
The staggered guard situation, it's impossible to run those. Well, it's not impossible. It'd be awfully difficult to run those yellows back. Plus, they're the wrong color for Northern Ontario. So a good freeze here, and all of a sudden it's a deuce.
Wait, close. Line's good. A little light. A little light. Carrying for now. Yeah, it's good. 5. Needs to curl. Wait only. Doesn't curl. 6. Needs to curl a lot. Never heavy. You needed to wait early. Yep.
Tough one, Em. A little better there now.
Not bad weight, just didn't get the curl. We've seen so much finish to the wings. Maybe just the difference in sweeping weight and
I'm gonna see what I
be their weight.
Well, you wonder, because that's roughly where that rock stops, roughly where Rachel just hit and rolled out twice going the other direction. You wonder if there is a little bit of high spot there on the edge of the 8.
Yeah, it came in really straight.
10.5, roll it to center.
Ice changes. That's the part that
Straight
all
up.
these players, well, all these players know, or they wouldn't be here. But this might not snap like it did maybe day 1.
Hot.
Whoa. No roll. Okay.
Good, Chase.
You wanted to stay in that 4-foot because it gives Rachel that same opportunity.
I was pretty positive, Rach. Yeah, I saw that. Okay.
What'd you get? Nice throw, Chase. I got 10.5 on it.
She had good weight on that. It could be that spot's just a little straighter, coming in straighter even on the hits.
Sure looking that way.
Quick here? Yeah. Same as my drop path? Or a little bit more?
Same. Yeah, same.
Really good chance for 2 here.
Real close.
Line's good. Weight's good.
6. Whoa, then.
Rachel Homan and her first.
Whoa.
Wait on me. Line
5. Yes. Hard line.
Oh boy. He gets off that line and just goes at those guards. Goes at those guards.
That curled a lot more.
That was strange. That was the exact same time as Emma's 14.6.
It was a hair tighter early, but once it got to the line, it was gone.
What? Rocks are curling on everything.
So can Rachel Homan be forgiven if this is in her head right now with regards to the way that
In front of teeth.
these draws are winding up for her.
I
I
like
mean,
the same
that
way you threw
surprised
that
you
the last
both.
draw
I
down
mean,
here. I
if
think
it
that's
surprises
good. I'll be a
her,
little more
or
patient on
should
the
you
street.
shake it off and you have to deal with it?
Yeah, I think you do have to. She knows the weight was close for sure. It was more line than anything. So I think you just have to go, okay, my weight was good. We got to put the broom down in a different spot. But that surprised me with how hard it took off.
It's tougher than these great players make it look, because Emma might have just jabbed hers out a fraction and it runs that little bit straighter, and that fools Rachel. You know, like it's difficult when you're playing a precise shot like that.
Or just starting on the center line as opposed to just off of it. Just off the line will go.
Stay close.
Trying to come around that stone now, top 12.
Cool. Top 4.
Close.
T-line.
Line's getting better.
T-line.
Close to finish.
Look at this go.
So
Look at this go.
Yeah, no.
Wow.
Great shot, Trace.
I mean, that's out on the edge of the 8, still at the hog line, and look where it finished up.
Beauty girl.
Beautiful surface.
Nice shot, Trace.
She's got her draw weight. It's one cool little skip.
I think if you were allowed to place that rock, you wouldn't have done as good a job as that's perfect. Maybe about 4 inches higher, I guess. Not a lot of real estate here.
And so now,
Let's make it.
real test. Through a couple of wonderful draws in the first. Missed a takeout in 3 to give up the steal. Now needs to put it on the lid. Shot stone, T-line, edge of the button. Weagle, Courtney. This is going to be a big carry. This is a big scrub now.
Keep going.
And look at it go, and it will dig in. Steal one more. Northern Ontario. Let's continue with our updates, checking in on this game, which will determine first place, last rock, and shot rock. That belongs to Manitoba. Final stone on the way, Val Sweeting out of Edmonton.
So she's facing a bunch. She tried to run double on her first one, hit it pretty on an angle, and wound up moving stones around, but not removing any of the Manitoba stones. Needs the 4-foot for the single.
Last year's runner-up, Val Sweeting in Montreal, and will come up light. That's a steal of 1. 5-2, Manitoba leads it. Yeah, that's not the way you want to look heading into the playoffs. So Alberta, Manitoba on the ice. The winner will get first place. Saskatchewan on the ice, trying to hold on to third. Team Canada, Northern Ontario, they are battling for the final playoff position. On this Friday morning here at Mosaic Place. Final draw, round robin play. Northern Ontario back-to-back steals. The lead 3-1 as we go to 5. Once again, Team Canada, the two-time defending champions, will have the last rock. They have the hammer playing the Yellowstones.
2 great shots for Amanda. Top button, close to the center line, and guarded it nice and tight here.
Really hard.
Lisa will try to tick this and carry him off in behind that corner guard.
Already got it. Hard, guys, go. Keep going up, come on.
Well, you know, the discussion with their coach, Andrea Ronenbeck, coming into this game was to put some pressure on Rachel and make that 4-foot smaller, and Tracy's doing that beautifully. She's got great draw weight.
Tracy should have gone that the whole way.
Yeah, especially
Let Rachel
she
have
wanted
it.
it to stay in, right?
Yeah, but it was going, yeah.
Great point there. What happened there was it was the rock's in the free guard zone. Lisa tapped it, and they should have brushed that out for Northern Ontario, and they did, just barely, but they didn't think of it to the last second.
You could guard it too, or better. Really good.
Right on top. Unless you like a high guard.
Prince Edward Island sitting the one at the back under long cover. Final stone coming up for PEI. Chance for a couple?
Well, it is at one of the simpler ends that has been played on this sheet. There's been lots and lots of rocks, but Stephanie Lawton jammed on her first, and that really has resulted in this opportunity for 2. Paint will do.
Suzanne Burt and PEI out of the Charlottetown Curling Complex. 8th appearance for Suzanne at the Scotties. A former bronze medalist in Kitchener back in 2003. And they're even at 3.
I could just run the red in.
You can see a little bit of frustration though building up in Rachel Homan. That
I think we gotta clear some stuff first.
they punched that stone through and out of the free guard zone. They didn't get the split. Just the way she took it and kicked it back to the front, you know.
Well, as anybody on the team, you see that situation forming in number 4, and you're thinking, well, we loop one around that corner guard, we're going to get our 2. And next thing you know, the scoreboard, it's a -1, and that hurts. Good shot.
Leaves the shooter out in front, long guard, covering half of shot stone, top of the 4. Team Canada with last rock.
Like tight top 12. I think we got to come in.
Tracy Horgan was going to come in with her last one. I think she realized who she was playing and said, let's throw up a long guard and force Team Canada to play a longer run back because they're so good at the short run backs. I think it was a good move.
I think a good spot for this one. She's calling it in, but even just a tight, like a tight 3 would be good.
Gotta go.
Gotta curl them out.
To it.
Here it goes.
Might be a little short, Chase. To it. Gotta go for weights and to it.
Yep. Hard.
Yeah, that's not the spot. It's an easy double, but any separation, because the one on the button's good. That could win you another point.
Play board and get to the nose.
Can you get to nose the board?
Yep. Okay, board weight. Stay close.
Don't have to get both reds out. You just you want to hang around here when you're down a couple.
Board.
Good board.
Joanne Courtney. Nothing at all from Weagle or miscue. And you got to hang around, and she will not. Well, that seemed a little up. That was more than board weight.
Yeah,
Yes.
they said it was good board, so a little up from what they wanted.
Let's try.
She needs help. You can just see it on her face.
Yeah, we concentrate on the Skip's last shot all the time, but the rest of the team's not sharp.
You can wait a bit.
Long way to go, though.
You can wait. Time room.
Well, and that's the great thing about curling is you do have so much time and time to recover. And fifth end break, you can talk to your coach. A lot of opportunities to get better out there.
Just staying real straight out there, eh?
Just not getting to the inside around that long guard. There's huge opportunities to apply pressure.
Control.
But again, are they missing that maybe this path has been played a little bit and they're getting caught?
Starting to straighten out. Exactly. It's that time of the game.
Up control.
Hey.
That's an even easier double than the last one that was missed.
Control. Whoa. Clean it. Whoa. Off. Yeah.
Good shot. It starts to open up that area.
Yeah. Take a little roll in just to not jam.
Yeah.
Okay, 9.5. Straight up.
I like her weight selection here, a little bit up weight so she can get a little bit of a roll. And avoid that jam in the back as well.
Really close. Whoa. Whoa.
Jennifer Horgan.
Whoa. Right off. Okay. That's good. 9-4.
Yeah, good weight, Jen.
That was tricky. As you say, if you get across the nose to get the roll, you might jam the stone. So she sits right there, sitting 2 without last rock.
Okay. This will cut here. Yeah.
Pretty long guard for Team Canada here, and I think that was part of the play there. You should be able to get this out, even if it's buried.
New Brunswick sitting 2 for sure, it seems, maybe even 3. Final stone on the way for Ontario's Julie Hastings Thornhill.
Well, New Brunswick really has not let off after last night. They had an opportunity for 2 and just slid through and have really put a lot of pressure on Ontario. This is really hanging out.
And she'll use the catcher. There it is for the single. Ontario Hastings, the entire team, first time here. Looking to finish above 500 there at 5-5. Sylvie Robichaud went 1-10 her first appearance. That was back in 2008. And has already gone a couple of games better. She's 3-7 coming in.
Pretty straight there.
It might be there because it's straight.
You never just played it for me, so.
Hold it through there.
Not a big port here. This is where you need to soften the weight and use the curl to your advantage to make that port even bigger.
Okay.
I think the slash in's easier.
Yeah, I liked that better. It's just so hard to get by that top red one.
Yeah.
I think the run's easier.
They're not getting any finish on their draws either. So.
Okay. 9? Yeah. Okay.
If you ever miss this, then make Christmas tree and then you're. I like this. It stays nice and straight there. She has seen a couple rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this race.
It's a little slower than you think.
That spot was okay. I definitely gave it a little. I still didn't get there. I think. Yeah, like a little maybe.
Should be able to hold it pretty straight in this spot.
9.
Tracy Horgan.
9-2.
Her first. Skip stones here in 5.
Anything?
Got to come back for her, though. She'll make the shot. Look at this roll now. Look at the roll now. Oh. Nearly snuck it under cover.
Great shot.
That took its time curling there.
Nice shot, Tracy. It's a 9.
From Vic's point, playing on the prepared surface that they have all the time, she's not overthrowing anything.
If she rolls it behind, you might have to.
No, and you tend to see players overthrow when they're playing the run back, and she's just got great weight control.
High guard, though.
No, I think she's rolling this side.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Rachel can roll either way, behind the short yellow or the long yellow.
Board! Whoa! Board! I know, it's on the guard.
It's on the line. This might not come off it.
Riding it like a rail.
Okay.
And you're right. Wow. Rush it. Look, it's tough. It sounds like you're picking on them. But at this point of the week, should you not know that if you're Rachel? Or
That spot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or is she getting just...
That was human error. Just human error there.
Okay.
Unfortunately, she had to play really close to that line, and then she just backed it up a tad. And it's in the old story in curling is you can't be wide in a straight spot. And
Yeah, you got it.
she was on the broom. It wouldn't be a straight spot, so it was just one of those ones. But nice chance here.
And that is a one spot, sorry, Russ, the center line, where if you are a little inside out on that line, it just doesn't seem to want to come off of it.
Straight spot, yeah. Are they going to guard their draw or guard the shot rock? Looks like they're going to try to do a bit of both.
3.
Just a biter.
2.5.
Lots of line.
2.5.
Biter. Gotta be a biter.
Top 12.
Line's getting better.
Line's good.
Make it good. Get a biter.
Top
Amanda
12.
Gates.
Switch.
Jenna
Get a
Inga.
biter.
Got to go for line here.
Hard. We're keep going. Yep.
Gotta be a biter, they said.
Yes, yes, yes.
And a biter it is.
Precise.
Great shot.
Beauty girl, great throw.
Nice shot, Chase. Thank you.
Rachel know this spot.
That's a
It's
free
not.
rock. That's a 16 that just got in the house. Okay. Yeah, two more pretty good over here. Yeah. T-line.
Full 4. It's a draw against 3. Already down 3-1. Haven't given up back-to-back steals in 3 and 4.
Take a look. Take a look. There right now. Not curling.
Weagle on the left, Courtney on the right, saying it's not curling. Needs full 4.
Just wait.
Draw against 3.
Just T-line.
Wait's good.
Great shot, Rach.
Great shot, Rach.
Yeah.
Beauty.
Until she loses, she's still a Canadian champion.
The 2015 Scotties Tournament of Hearts is brought to you by M&M Meat Shops. Frozen food at its best.
So much pressure on these two skips. Rachel Homan for Team Canada, Tracy Horgan from Sudbury, the draw weight, and in 2 facing 3, Horgan and the team from the Idlewild Golf and Country Club in a game where the winner moves on, the loser goes home, and she puts it on the lid. Then went on to steal in 3 and 4. Team Canada replied with a single at 5, and so it's a 3-2 lead for Northern Ontario, and Tracy Horgan is with Kathy.
Tracy, you make a big draw against 3 and 2. How did that help your confidence?
Yeah, it definitely helped a lot. I feel like I have my draw weight this game, so hopefully I can keep it. Yeah.
Talk about your mental process. You win for Northern Ontario, then you come here and you have to win 3, and then now you're playing Team Canada in the last game of the round robin. That means everything. What's your mental roller coaster been like?
Yeah, we've needed a lot of mental toughness this week for sure. It's been a little bit emotionally draining, but I think we're handling it pretty well.
Did you anticipate this final game against Team Canada would mean playoffs or not when you looked at the draw initially?
We were hoping it would. We're pretty pleased with this position. It's always nice to be still in it, the last draw. So, yeah, we're pretty happy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, as a team, there's only 1 point separating them, but as you drill down here, it's Emma Miskew throwing third stones. She's at 95%, so they're setting them up well at the 3rd position, but at the lead and 2nd, 78 Weagle, 75 Courtney, leading to 73% for the skipper, Rachel Homan. Numbers after 5 are brought to you by Tim Hortons, the official coffee of the Canadian Curling Association.
The 2015 Scotties Tournament of Hearts is brought to you by Home Hardware. Homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice. By Ford, proud partner of the Canadian Curling Association for over 20 years. And by World Financial Group, helping Canadians have better financial futures.
Before we get back to Northern Ontario and Team Canada, let's update you. Alberta, Manitoba, boy, lots of yellow in there, and so lots facing Val Sweeting and her last, Kathy.
Well, she's trying to play a draw. It has been all Manitoba. Caitlin made a great run double early to really set Manitoba up. Now they're trying to clip the outside yellow one and get the redirect.
Now, you remember last night they lost very badly, and this is not looking good for them now as this just keeps going. Steal 3 to make it 8-2, and they will meet again tonight in the 1-2 page playoff. So Alberta's hitting a couple of potholes here. And the last 2 draws after winning 9 in a row to start. Our featured game. Northern Ontario leads at 3-2. Team Canada trying to battle their way back to keep themselves alive. The winner moves on, the loser is eliminated. And here in 6, it will be Northern Ontario and the team from Sudbury that does have the last draw, playing the Redstones.
Yeah.
Rachel throwing up double guards. You know she really likes to steal in 6th end.
More.
Whoa.
No. More. Board. Curl. Curl up. Curl. Okay.
It's only a 1-point lead. It's dangerous for Rachel to throw the 2, and I thought
Side cuts pretty hard.
Northern Ont might just come around.
High 14. Yep. Okay.
Updating you on Julie Hastings out of Thornhill, Ontario with 1 in 5 to tie. New Brunswick with the hammer in the 6th. And a blank in 5. PEI, Saskatchewan, still tied as they play 6. And Saskatchewan with the last drop there.
Lots of room. 6.
Playing that second tick, it's obviously a tough shot. Now it allows Team Canada with the breach chance.
As far as you can take it all the way back. Hard him! Hard! Every inch, go. On him. Right over, right over. Right hard, over, go, quick, hard! Go, 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 hard.
Great shot.
Yeah, Russ, look at the ice for me for a second. When I've seen that in the past, sometimes that patchiness, I think the F word, frost. Do you see any in there, or am I seeing something that's not there?
No, you're right. I think that's technically what it is, but it's nowhere near a problem. It's visibly there because the camera angle's down low, but there's always frost and ice, or you have trouble, and it's just kind of a mist basically that's there, and I don't think that's going to be a problem. And the pebble's so high nowadays too. You need a lot of frost compared, we're back in the 80s and 90s, but you can definitely see it.
Right. Well, it is snowing outside presently, and they're expecting a couple of centimeters, and then mild by comparison to some parts of the country that are in the deep freeze. It was -5 when we arrived there this morning, but it is going down to the -20s and clearing up for tomorrow and the weekend.
It definitely shows the wear pattern and where the rocks have been and the curlers have been, the brushes have been, and it certainly would show the TV viewers exactly what these athletes are dealing with, the different paths that you hear them talk about. Tracy's decided to go very defensive here, and with a 1-point lead, it's hard to hang on with this type of ice. 7.5. Now they're trying double peels.
Baby, you got it.
That rock on the button's money. It's perfect. They got to get a chance to get out there now.
Good opportunity with the Team Canada guard. They wanted it to lined up, get more to the center line than it is right now.
Hit, skip. Pretty close. Trace?
7-7. 1.
We talked in the break that really Canada's been the one chasing the entire game, and all of a sudden they tried 2 ticks, and now it's Northern Ontario in trouble.
Same as other games? Yep. Yeah, speed's good here.
Well, Tracy's been doing what she needs to do, forcing Homan to the draws, and
Not a lot of exceptions.
Rachel made a great one last end.
1 there. Whoa. Get off then. Get off. I'm staying close. We're over. We're over. It's over. Stop. Line's not good.
We'll have to go for line here soon.
Nice weight, Em. You have a double peel, maybe. Yep. 8.
It's always a trick when you're throwing those higher guards when they're not the, had that been a halfway guard or a tight guard, you'd have got another foot of curl, but because it's higher, you got to take less ice because the rock doesn't have as far to travel.
8. Close. 7.5. Whoa. Less ice? Yeah. Weight was good? Yeah.
A little less ice on this one.
or more.
Emma Miskew picking up her game up into the 95%.
Don't need to. Okay, whoa. Whoa, over and off. We're over.
This young team's been in so many sudden death games over the years. It's not like the.
Sit. Whoa.
They know they can do it.
New Brunswick sitting 1-2 line in the 12-foot draw for two, Kathy.
It is on the final stone for Ontario. Julie Hastings coming that little bit deep. She was trying to freeze on top or on the corner of the New Brunswick buried stone. And because of that slide deep, a chance for Sylvie to score two.
Not curling yet.
We've talked about this before.
Not
and
curling yet. It's got to be full 8.
Tim
We're in
Hortons,
the 8.
Briar, Scotties, Kathy, it just takes a little while. Some of these
Make sure.
Maritime Atlantic teams to get used to the ice, and once they do, they can play with anybody.
Just to it? Okay.
And two more, 4-2.
Well, the guard was so good by Team Canada that it's forced Northern Ontario to play the come around.
Would have been tempting to do that right off the bat when they had two guards up there and tried that difficult tick shot.
We can wait. D-line.
This looks hot.
Yeah, and it's not curling, is it?
Back 8.
The tolerance is not heavy here.
We're
Wow.
there.
Let's go lots.
Wow.
Okay, Jen.
Just holds on.
The real danger is giving up a steal of 2 now.
Getting quicker or no? I felt like mine was. Do you want your 3? Yeah. I was thinking like a high 14 on mine.
It's like a 15 here.
So
Real
that
quick.
seems top 8 weight that I had it.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's great. Please.
What's there right now?
Rachel Homan.
5-6. Okay, whoa.
I think we're there.
Whoa. Gotta wait.
Whoa, Joe. 6.
Line's good.
Don't need to.
Wait. It needs to.
Okay,
Go now. Go now.
All about the finish here.
Lock it on.
And they go now.
Let it come up.
Weagle, Courtney.
Let it come up.
We're right to it.
Okay.
Finish,
Freeze. Go.
And down and not quite to it, but boy, that moves a stone.
Really nice.
A stone's width in about the last
I
foot
thought
and a
on your
half.
hand it was 5. I liked it. Yeah.
And it had to, so they don't leave any kind of double.
Yeah.
Sure cuts down the 4 foot.
A lot more curl
just
on
have the same
Rachel's
body,
stone
like,
there
right?
than
Yeah.
we just saw from
Really nice.
Jennifer's come around.
Yeah, right to it.
Okay. Freeze. Go. Go.
Curl.
Great shot.
Great shot, Rach.
Yeah, I got a 14.9.
Boy, big trouble.
What's just wrong?
You back it all up. That was the first 2 guards. Basically, was the start of the end. Team Northern Ontario could have just drawn around themselves, top 8, and stopped the situation.
With weight.
Well, and you can see Rachel just had that definite plan. She was going for the hard steal. That was like trying to win in 10. I don't know, they looked at throwing weight at this, but can't see any of it.
No.
Double peel isn't nice. Do you like coach?
I know her.
What was your first call?
Like a back line.
Just to move them off line, just to get that off the button, and then Tracy might have a draw to the 4 foot on her. I think the goal is just to get that off the button.
You might have a
I think that's all you got, right? We can push it over here so that I can come off it on my next one, maybe. Yeah. Like try to give it both.
Yeah.
Keep my shooter here and then try to push
it tight.
And you hit the guard, yeah.
Yeah, if you rub on the guard, that's all
You
right.
have lots of room, I think, the way it
straighten
curls.
up here a little bit.
It has.
Okay.
All right.
Let's do it. Good. Yeah, like all we can see of this, well, like just past this to 3.
Do you think there is enough curl with upweight, Russ, to
back 12,
touch those stones and move them around a little bit?
Not with upweight, but I think they're talking like a back line weight, which probably isn't going to move it far enough. But you're right, you cannot throw speed at it. It's buried. the perfect world hack weight, skinny the guard, you could probably move the shot rock certainly to the back of the forefoot and give yourself a little bit of breathing room.
Yeah, the problem with back line is you're not going to really do much to those two yellows.
No.
But you can't throw much more.
That's right. You sure don't want to breeze by. You'll be looking at a third one.
Back line.
Tracy Horgan in some trouble here. There are two buried. Center line, top button, top four. Big scruff, get it by guard one. Yes, get it by guard two. Yes. And gets some separation and spills them out just a bit.
One of the best shots of the week right there.
A great shot.
Nice shot, Trace. Best you could do.
In my mind, I was saying the best you could possibly do is get that thing to the back of the forefoot and look where it goes. Just perfect.
She had a little bit more than back line weight too, so enough to get. It was probably closer to hack.
I'm really impressed with Tracy's weight choices and how close she is to executing the weight choice. Sometimes it'll tick or it'll go this, but the weight's really close.
Now, do you think if you even didn't have that ice, they have that one sheet to practice those types of shots and know they're there?
That's been the secret.
Final stone for Team Canada, Rachel Homan. Northern Ontario with last rock. Look at this, look at this. Roll it to the pin. Oh, you couldn't put it there any better.
Nice shot.
Just a little more.
Yeah, real close.
Nice throw. Great shot, Rach.
Very nice shot.
Look at that. Covers those hearts like a hat.
Great shot.
Just a little more. Shoot. And we'll sweep for tap if the line's good.
Wow.
So listen to Jen.
Good.
Nice pack here.
I'm a little worried here for line because I think Rachel's got a rock that goes. I heard her say, I'm going to throw the three in her first one, and it hooked hard.
But on the con side, you got to just be
Jennifer threw one here that didn't bend enough, so you can't overcook the speed in this. I think it's free draw. Try to get it in the forefoot. If the line's unbelievable, you might tap that back, but giving up a single here would be a victory.
7, 8. Think it's 8.
Facing three. On the lid. Top four. Back four.
Go backing. Really running. Stay close.
Back four.
Back four. Close. Close. Back four on film.
Coming over. Coming over. Coming over. Oh, how good is that?
Amazing.
Tracy Horgan.
Good shot. It would be funny if Beauty,
Well,
Trace.
thank you, Tracy.
Yeah, we'll try to be better for you next time.
For the single.
I was so
And a
close.
4-2 lead.
We just panicked. We just panicked on this lead.
Rachel Homan and Team Canada had Northern Ontario chasing the entire end, and this is the last for Homan. Great hit and roll.
Yeah, she makes a great one right to the lid to put some pressure on the Horgan team.
Covers the hearts, and now you've got to come down with just the right weight. Great line call, and try and tap this back.
Pressure? That's not pressure. When you make that the first one was even better than this one, just to give her a chance, a small chance to make it. No mistake, great speed.
For the single and 6 to take a 4-2 lead. She tries to remain stone-faced, but has to eventually smile. Wonderful shot to take the lead. 4-2, we go to 7. Team Canada. They will have the last draw. They have the hammer playing the Yellowstone.
Yeah, true. Yep. You can get the back if you go by. Okay.
Oh, well, you heard her team just before they went to break say, we'll try and do better next end. We won't leave you in that. And they have this end. They've set it up much better.
That's the great part about this sport. And they're out here in a sudden death game and they're having fun. They're enjoying it. They're just I guess when your skip makes that many shots, it is fun.
Yes, but there's the difference, Russ, in terms of the pressure.
Yes.
I mean, it's
Lots of weight, real thin.
Team Canada. They're the best. They have been for 2 years, and you're Tracy Horgan now. It would change, certainly. There would be, I don't know how many people expected them to be in this spot. I think you both would have thought they'd challenge, but here they are in a winner-take-all kind of game.
Well, you see so many athletes talk about that, being the underdog. A lot of athletes, they like that. They've got that nothing-to-lose attitude. The pressure's not on them. But eventually, if you're the underdog and you start winning, then now you're not anymore. Now the pressure's on to stay at the top, and teams keep coming at you.
We went through that at the Olympic trials. We were ranked, when we get to the trials, the Canadian trials, we were ranked 9th out of 10 teams. So you just feel like you've got nothing to lose.
8-9.
Alberta trying to get back into this one. Hasn't been sharp. This is 2 straight games. Are you seeing something a little bit positive in Val Sweeting?
You know, there are some really good things out there. They've struggled a little bit with draw weight, but this is an opportunity for a hit and stick for 2. That would make it at least closer.
And there it is for a couple, 8-4. Manitoba continues to lead there. That is for first place and last rock in that 1-2-page playoff that we'll have for you tonight.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Nice throw by Joanne there. Beautiful speed. To finish my thought there, I was saying we felt no pressure going into the trials because we were ranked 9th. So you're playing Randy Furby, who's ranked 1st. You don't feel any pressure. He feels the pressure. We win the darn thing. You go to the Olympics, and now you're ranked number 1 because you've got that maple leaf in your back. And we lose a game early to Sweden, and it's like, oh no. And it's amazing what the tricks the brain will play.
What the difference is. Well, and I think the challenge is for teams to be able to play their best in either position as the underdog, and then again when that turns around and you're now the team that everybody wants to beat.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Just heavy draw.
Yeah.
Curls here, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, you can be at the margin.
Okay.
Weight's good.
Boy, she checked her release, didn't she? Thought she maybe get caught.
Clean it. Yeah, go for weight.
But the lights stay green.
Line's great. Hard. Line's great. Go. Hard, Lise.
A great line, but is she going to move it far enough?
Whoa. That's fine.
Hey, Joe.
Just bumps it back, sits T-line, edge of the button. Shot stone belongs to Northern Ontario. It's Team Canada, though, that does have the last rock.
You got it.
You could play that yellow double, but it's obviously dangerous. You could jam on either one of those. So that Tracy's going to play a very veteran call here. Hit that open one.
9-5.
Draw the play to the middle, hoping that she has a yellow double eventually.
9. Any roll or anything?
No, on its own.
Good.
Okay, 9-2.
Back weight.
Okay. Am I gonna roll far enough? Yeah.
Forward. Roll away.
Yeah.
Okay, it'll go here.
Got a little bit of an angle queued up here so that if the yellow goes under the red, they'll roll away, try to have some separation to stop that yellow double.
Forward.
Yeah.
Yep. Whoa. Just forward.
Weight looks perfect.
Yeah. Whoa. Right up.
Curl up. Stay with the Joe.
Very nice. Angles it back and pushes the Northern Ontario stone out the back to sit the 2. Checking in on New Brunswick and Ontario. New Brunswick leading by a couple, and lots of yellow in there facing Ontario and Julie Hastings.
Yeah, and I'm not even sure why she's necessarily playing this Vic. She's facing 2, and she's trying to get to the nose. I'm not sure that she can get the double off the 2 yellows. She must believe she can.
By the guard. Off of 1, and no, she'll push it through, and now they'll look. 1.
Sorry, it's probably. Yeah, it's 2.
I think it's 2.
Yeah, right at the back. Interesting.
Great try.
So steal of 2 for New Brunswick.
Oh, 10-3, yeah.
Up 6-2 as they play their final round robin games.
Above the tee. Hey, above the tee. Just above. Okay.
Jennifer just missed that double.
Yeah.
Through the break. All of a sudden a chance for 2. Emma made a beauty there. Nice soft weight, rolled it over.
It's there to me. 7. McLean.
She's playing well this game.
Really?
She's having a great game, and they're so good at generating points. I mean, they're great at the defense game, but they know how to generate that second point.
96% presently.
Would be considered a good game.
The struggles really have been on the Northern Ontario side with
Nice shot. Really nice. Kind of good at weird.
Tracy Horgan at 77%. Same as Rachel Homan.
Yeah.
Mine was straight with that mid-80 there.
Yeah.
She hasn't gotten a lot of help. I mean, if you just look at the numbers only, Jennifer Horgan's at 71 at 3rd. So the battle of the thirds being won handily by Emma Miskew, but it's just that
Straight up.
Tracy Horgan has made some very, very big shots with her last.
Just trying to make this go away. She talked about hitting, jamming out the back red and rolling over and trying to group those together. You got to be a little careful doing that. If you hit half the yellow, it will jam.
8-5.
Had some curl in this area. Throwing the weight up though.
Just the nose.
Okay. Fine, Trace.
8-6. Okay, go to freeze last end.
Which will just split the rings here.
Yeah, same as your draw last end. Okay. 3. Sure. Real quick here. Yeah. Nice here.
Just a little more ice and M's.
Okay, T-line?
Yeah.
Just below that red. Sorry? Just below, like further than that red? Yeah. Okay. Full stems. 7! Now. Off then. Off. It's close. It's close. Whoa, whoa! 6! Right off. 7, 8.
So 7 T-line weight.
Yeah, we're
On its
generous
own.
7.
Yeah, 8.
Maybe a little more now as they've just
Looks
backed
okay.
off. This is all on its own.
Good
You know what? They had that pretty well judged. That the front end, Lisa Weigel, Joanne Courtney.
So it is on here, I guess. Okay.
I thought perfect. Okay. Because I didn't really extend it, like it was already
Yeah.
away from me.
Yeah.
So
Good spot in the ice right there, I think.
yeah.
Well, that and that out turn.
I tell you what, that's a different Rachel just in a couple of ends. She's looks to be a little more comfortable with the rocks, the draw weight, the ice.
A great draw she made 2 ends ago.
Okay, you got
I
it.
think it helped her a lot. That almost though, it goes a little farther and it's a force.
Oh, we've seen that that's where they slide so well out in the wings and catches a few teams. So you're not coming into the slide path.
This is a short run, but it's not simple. You can hit this right across the top if you overcook it.
8. Whoa. 7-5. Whoa.
Curl up, short angle.
hot, Jen.
Oh
You're good, Trish.
boy. Wow.
That's what you could see happening
That
because
works.
she knew she could throw it hard there. Oh, just enough.
That's a new.
Nice shot. I didn't get a split. It was exciting.
Yeah. You're going to have to sweep that
Draw for
Right on the
two.
tee. Let's go.
And two to tie.
No, that was back 8. We can sweep it there.
No, it was just back 4. It was just back as well.
Okay. Yeah, here more's fine.
A foot more.
Wow. Now going with the intern this time, Cheryl, as compared to the out. So is that why she's saying giving you a little more?
Exactly, because they're going to be coming into the slide path. I mean, she's played this, so she knows it, but it won't slide as easy as it does when you're going to the wings.
Weight's good.
Okay, cutting now.
Gotta go.
Still not curling.
It really looks like it took a turn. Show her the tee line.
Oh, there's a good front end, huh? Show her the tee line. Make her feel confident.
Yep.
And that's terrific stuff. It's a good team all around from lead right out. We're all even.
Really good range. Yeah.
It's the dream of every curler on the men's side of things to be able to get your name on the Briar Tankard. And our next stop in our season of champions will be Calgary, the Saddle Dome, and our coverage of the Tim Hortons Briar begins February the 28th, 1 week from tomorrow. Northern Ontario against Team Canada. That's our feature here on this Friday morning. 17th and final round robin draw. We're tied at 4. The winner will go on to the playoffs. The loser is eliminated. Team Canada with that 2 in the 7th means that Northern Ontario will have that last rock. They have the hammer playing the Redstone.
5. Over there. Over there. Coming up. Hard. Whoa. There we go. Top.
Really nice angle raise and managed to stay to sit 2, create some separation, force that missed double from the Northern Ontario by a nice angle raise by Emma Miskew. That made all the difference in that end.
Well, they've given up 8 points so far. They have there's a chance of giving up 2 more. This Alberta team, Kathy, coming in to their last 2 games, had been one of the best defensively in limiting points, and this cannot be good for them heading to the playoffs.
Well, and the big challenge was, Vic, that they gave up 3 right away in the first end. In this end, Val was trying to corner freeze to a Manitoba Stone and actually bounced off, and that allowed Jennifer to remove it. This is a draw for 2.
Wow.
It's placement of stones today that's been the struggle continuing for Alberta.
2 more, 10-4, and they're going to play.
They keep yelling my name.
1 more. You've got to play 8. So they'll
3 guards fine.
Yeah, just top 12.
play it out, and for Alberta, of course, looking to finish on a positive. They'll meet again tonight in the 1-2 page playoff.
It's pretty good. Line's good. 3.
You can go.
Drag it.
Line's good.
Hard line. 3.
Hard line. Hard. Get it by, guys. Hard. Everything. Straight to it. Straight to it. Go. Hard.
So really, we know everything. That Alberta, Manitoba, 9-1, their game for first place, last rock. Saskatchewan will be in the playoffs in the 3-4 game. We just don't know where right now. Team Canada, Northern Ontario on the ice. 1 is in, 1 is out of this year's Scotties. So no tiebreakers. Middle of the week, it looked like we would have a number.
I'll make sure I'm out
But
to you,
then
Rach.
seems to always sort itself out. Particularly after Nova Scotia had that very big day on Wednesday. And Marianne Arsenault beat both Manitoba and Team Canada. And there's
It's all there. 2, 3. Yep. Hold it out there.
Well, that was the time in the week that Nova Scotia figured out the ice, and they were on fire.
It's all there. 3. Whoa.
Don't want this too deep.
Super tight. Finish him. Hard. Right over, hard, hard, hard.
This allows you play that yellow double now.
Like a jiggle, maybe.
A little jiggle isn't bad. Get them off that button. Just up here.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tempted to get at that yellow one while you can, because the next guard's going to be better than that one.
Whoa. Oh, yeah, yep. Go it.
Good, Jenna.
Speed's still nice here.
You'd run that in. You could even run it in onto the red one.
This side of center again? Yeah.
So at some point in time, you have to open this up.
You do, or you're going to have nothing to draw to.
Yep.
I think it's pretty good.
2, 3. Line's good. 2. 2. 2.5. 2.
Whoa.
Over and off.
Just
over
2.
and off. Oh, we're sliding. 2.5, 3. 3. A little bit. Yep. Okay. Whoa, whoa. Perfect. Sorry, just a little soft as my first one there. What's our time?
Last I looked.
I don't think you're soft, just a straight tight.
I'm sliding a little
Super quick.
fast.
Ah, no worries.
Yeah.
Great weight. It's good angles.
Yeah, that's good for us right now.
Jennifer Horgan as we play third stones here in 8.
Yep, hard.
Shot rock behind the string of stones. That belongs to Northern Ontario.
One more guard goes up. I wonder if Tracy, you can see her thinking there. I wonder if she's thinking of going right around sitting 2.
Yeah. Use their guard to Homan's guard to their advantage.
Can you hook around there and get to the back?
I think so. Yeah. Depends on where this stop. If this is a tight guard, Rachel's going to run it in. If it's a long one, you might see Northern Ontario do that.
Yeah, line. Hard line. 2.
This might be long enough. Be interesting to see what she does here.
No.
Over and off.
Oh. Good spot, guys. Good, very nice.
Well, after some inconsistency, Emma Miskew right now, one of her best games at 93%. Jennifer Horgan struggling at 71. So much of what is left, of course, to the skipper. Depends on what the third is doing, and Miskew has a definite advantage today. The player numbers are brought to you by Ford, proud partners with the Canadian Curling Association for 21 years. Northern Ontario wants to think about it.
If we can throw a little bump and get this to kind of come back to here.
What if I was to try to get to nose almost and then bump the red back here?
Nose of which one?
Of the yellow.
What if we guard it and then you can come around side 4 at some point?
Do you want to guard it and then you have both 4 foots to draw to for your 2?
Let's use a timeout.
That's it. That's your last one.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just tap that a little bit, rearrange the reds. You move the shot rock red from this spot here back to here, and you move that one back to there.
I'm wondering about the guard. And
Then you'd have an angle to get that yellow at the top of the 4 foot out.
Well, then your shooter would also roll a little to the left. You'd have that one to use as well. So a lot of options with that.
And let them put it on. And then we make the move with your 2 rocks? Or do we make the move now, leave the guard there? You know, spread them around a little bit, do the bump.
The guard, yeah.
But I think that the guard is the rock that's the problem at the moment, right?
I'm thinking one more peel and then deal with it.
That's kind of.
Because then even if she blasts on that next one, you have 2 shots to kind of clean it up.
Can't fly.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks, Andrea.
So one more peel. Do you like that, Russ?
What was my weight on my
Well,
last
it's interesting. We always say in the 8th end, you've got control here if you're Northern Ontario, so you'd like to open it up for your skipper's last shot. So peeling the guard's certainly not wrong, but they're saying the guard's the problem, Rock. In some ways, it's a problem for Rachel, too, because Rachel would love to come down, I believe, and hit that yellow onto the red and make the reds go away. So it's interesting to see what Rachel does next.
And do you believe,
Yeah. A little low.
as their coach does,
Nose
that
is close. but I
Rachel
think
is
it
going to play the
I think. Yeah.
up weight at the string there and try to move that red one back, or not?
I think she'll look at that. She'll get rid of that red rock. And once that's gone, you'll actually be staggered sitting in front and be a tough path in for Horgan's team.
Yeah, they set these angles up for a reason. So just a rocket down here. You might roll open though and give Tracy a bit of room. That's the good news.
New Brunswick leading by 4, and final stone on the way for Ontario's Julie Hastings and this all-rookie team from Thornhill.
Well, Sylvia Robichaud tried the double on her final stone, only got 1, and so this is a nose hit for 2.
And there they are. Rachel Homan. Bang.
It really works for both teams because it's nice. Now the force is certainly on, but I think Northern Ontario is quite happy with that.
Yeah, they can actually see the forefoot now, and you know they want to for sure score this end.
Make this roll. Try 8, hit and flop on top.
Yeah, that sounds good, Trace. You got it. Straight up.
Saskatchewan got 1 in 7. They've blanked 8, and so Saskatchewan leads it by 1 PEI with last rock in 9.
You could try to hit this and roll over and try to roll into that little pocket. Hopefully be shot rock.
8-5. Whoa. Whoa. 8-5. Close. Yes. Whoa. Whoa.
Couple late licks. Roll it over now and sit on the corner.
Great shot.
Nice player.
Well, she knew again the weight that she needed to throw to get that roll, 8.5.
Pick the right speed. She does a good job of it. Hair thicker. This rolls higher and it kind of glues in between the 2 yellows. Very nice though.
How do you think it'll run? Okay.
Let's do that at the end.
Yeah, for sure. Heel?
Yeah.
Nice thing for Tracy, though, is she'll have a shot for her 1. And not a tough one either.
And possibly a blank if Rachel hits this high side. Good blank if you want to.
Whoa. Whoa. Yeah. Whoa. Yes. Yes.
Now, boy, they were slow to jump on. That was a late call, but they managed to hold it.
Almost lost it.
Fairly simple blank if you want to take it on.
Yeah. Sorry, it's real sticky out there.
You see both with teams. Some teams will choose to score and some will blank. Tied, I think you have the opportunity to blank.
Yeah, you could have the curling club close on you arguing this one.
Yeah.
This summer, you know, do you want your 1 keep even ends?
Kind of weight?
7.5.
Yep, straight up.
I don't mind the blank. Be a little careful with this. If you ever get this extremely thin, you leave the back yellow. You need a lot of speed to roll as far as she has to roll.
7-5.
final stone.
Whoa, whoa!
Tracy Horgan.
Yeah! Whoa! Whoa!
Gates. Engie. They go.
Right out.
And Shooter will too. Boy, she's made some really nice shots.
Good call, Jen.
First blank of the game. 4-4. And it's a final on sheet A. And Manitoba will win it 10-5. And so they will finish round robin at 10-1. Manitoba will finish first. Alberta has dropped 2 in a row now, and convincingly, after winning their first 9, they will meet again tonight. And yes, there's lots to talk about if you're Val Sweeting. Jennifer Jones will finish first after round robin. Final stone in a 7-7 tie. Full forefoot for the win. For the win. 5 in a row. Manitoba. Final stone trailing by 1. Taking it all the way down. Run it back. Grab it. Oh, oh, oh. Now, one more. Another lick. And there it goes. They'll meet again tonight in the 1-2 page playoff, with the winner going right through to Sunday's final. And Jennifer Jones sends Val Sweeting a message with a 10-5 win this morning. We'll have it for you tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So we know 3 teams that will be in the playoffs. Manitoba, Alberta, Saskatchewan. Who will be the 4th team? That to be decided right here on Sheet C at Mosaic Place. Northern Ontario, Team Canada in a 4-4 tie. And once again, the team from Sudbury will have the last rock. They have the hammer playing the Redstones.
Great shot. Okay, let's go.
Amanda tried to tick on her first one, made it, but didn't have enough speed, so there's a lot of shrapnel out front there, but nice come around through a hole that wasn't even there. Squeaked it by the yellow, kicked it in.
It's not looking like there'll be a blank this end.
No, that's what Homan's all about here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Either a steal or a force is what Team Canada's trying to do here. So see how Tracy Horgan deals with the rocks up front.
7, 8. Top? Yep, hard.
Going to lose line on the top.
No. Yep. Sorry.
Good.
Time now for the M&M Meat Shop's Final End Challenge. Right after the game, go to finalend.ca and enter the secret word for a chance to win an all-expense-paid trip for 2 to the 2016 Brier in Ottawa. That includes your tickets, the hotel airfare. The first 100 entries will have a chance to win a $50 M&M gift card, and all the participants will get an M&M discount. We'll give you the secret word, and then you go to finalend.ca after the game. Bang, bang, and it will
All right, that works, Jenna.
spin to sit for the shot rock. It is out in the open.
Kind of like that. I don't even mind it with less weight.
Interesting.
Like what kind of weight though? It makes it tougher. Okay. Feels fine then. Sorry? If you like peel better for the lines, then that's good. I was just thinking more like normal. Yeah, I don't mind normal. Hey.
You normally maybe come around here and you've got all the
You guys
guards you
rather
need.
get it here? Do you guys prefer the draw or do you like this?
This is pretty good.
You're talking about
I
playing
like
the run.
that. We just threw it.
Okay.
That makes a little more sense. So you miss the run. First of all, you miss the run, you take your own out.
It's okay.
There's a good angle of it there. Yellow onto yellow, take your own out, and then the blanks on, the twos on. That rock in the middle is a very valuable rock for Canada. They don't need to move it.
No, they're trying to close down the 4-foot and leave some stuff up front, so
Like
make it really tough for Horgan.
It's close. Yep.
Hard.
Yeah. Little light. Hard.
Weagle and Miscue
Where are we in?
right away. Jumped all over this. This is a big brush here. Got to get it by that stone right there.
Sit down. Sit.
Great throw, Joe. My fault.
And it will finally sit back edge of the 4.
Have you ever played the hit and roll off the side one?
I don't mind it. I think she wants to have a path for herself on one side.
You like that? Open up this one. Just tap into here.
Yep.
Roll like to open it up, yeah.
Kind of wait.
That's a good call. The hit and roll is kind of an all or nothing shot if you don't make it.
And even if you do make it, it's probably behind the tee line.
Straight up.
You'd almost want to throw a bit of speed at this so you can kick this right over and make sure there is enough, or get the shooter to roll somewhere too to leave lots of room.
Back 8. Close. Back 12. Need an angle. Need a good angle.
Jenna Engie.
Right through. Trying. Whoa.
You catch it thin and come off your own.
Yep.
And they're going to bump their own up. A little double bump. But it still is
Hey,
Team
Jenna.
Canada sitting 2 without last round.
Opened it up nice, yeah.
It's important that they're 2. If they're only 1, it might change this call. Now they'll stay aggressive.
Yeah, good, that works. I think that's
Nice
not
shot
bad,
here.
Jenna.
To roll that thrown rock out of the way,
Well, not
and
shot on the
he'd still
side,
get
but-
back at the shot rock. Keep an eye on that red-yellow combo, though, because it'll squirt right in towards the button.
Emma Miscue.
7, 8. Gotta go. 8. 4. Whoa. 8.
Whoa.
Stay real close on this. 9.
Whoa. Lots of weight.
Should slow down in the slide path.
Back one. 9. We're tapping
Coming up to their own at the back. And they do.
Not bad, Em. Pretty good, Em.
Sitting 3.
Angles are good.
Just like a half weight.
Yeah. You got half of it?
Yeah. Back one.
Saskatchewan continues to lead 4-3 over PEI. Blank in 8, blank in 9. Prince Edward Island, Suzanne Burt, Charlottetown will have the last rock coming home down by 1.
Back line.
This is a good call here. You draw and they freeze on top of you and you have no opportunity, but try to get a little bit of a hit and roll away.
Got to get it by their own stone coming up top edge of the 8. Got to get it by there. Got to get it by there. Ho, ho, ho.
Is that even possible? Looked a little nonchalant about the hog line. I thought they decided it had already wrecked.
There's no light. That's the problem with this, though. Now they have the opportunity to freeze. We're rolling away. Still leaves that 4-foot open.
Still can wait. 6. Need to wait. Get off. One of you. Right off. That's all there.
We're over there.
Close. Right to this. Freeze it.
We're not back
We're
there.
going
We're
to go
just
deep now.
Hard.
Oh boy.
It rolls up beside.
Too bad.
Throw.
You could just draw right in front of this too.
Just thinking you can get the double.
Just freeze right in between the 2 of them.
I like that.
But drawing there rather than playing a hit in the roll.
You got
I
it.
do. I like that.
Straight
Just
up.
because you're still leaving that shot behind the tee line by playing this hit and roll.
Yeah. Don't even have to sit to. You could just be top 8-ish and guard that shot rock.
9. No.
And
Jennifer Horgan maybe a little up here. They haven't touched it.
Curl up.
might even get their own out here.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, Jen.
And they squirt their own to the edge of the 8.
Yeah.
It appears that the shot rock is, in fact, Team Canada.
That's huge because if they just punch that over a little farther, it's buried. Or in a less distance, I mean. It's an overthrow there for sure. Now Homan can stay on the offense.
What I've been throwing? Foot less than my last one?
Yeah. It's quick here now, Rach. Full 4.
Rachel got massive curl on that end. They had Northern Ontario in trouble coming home here. Should be able to sink this one.
Here, Rach, let's go. Looks there to me. Yeah.
Line a little tight. Yeah.
6, 7. 7.
Stay close. Line. Close on line. Yeah.
6.
Rachel Homan, her first.
Hard.
Gotta go.
And it starts to go now, doesn't it? Watch this thing move. Weagle, Courtney, Stone coming up. Top 12, and they'll crash all over it.
Great weight, Rach.
Really good, eh?
Weight was perfect. Yeah. Weight was perfect.
I just don't want to over-roll it because she still has the come around.
Okay.
But if we're not over-rolling it, it's probably jamming.
Into that
you
area.
just need to clip this a little bit.
If you happen to be heavier, though, you've kind of got that same line to move this one, and you could sit 4. Not saying that's a good idea, because if Rachel buries one, you'll never get it out, but
Or do we just
chance to sit 2
worry
here.
about the roll and let this?
Let's do that, Trace. This is going to be wide open for you.
I think this is more important, to get right here.
And you want to be like
I
3/4?
agree.
Yeah, edge to
Are we
edge.
just playing it for the roll? I kind of like playing the
Yeah, like just show like half a rock, I think.
I think Rachel's got a bit of a cutter there. That rock's curled
I
really
still
hard
like a
for
lot
her.
of weight.
Yeah,
I
they
think
had
a
plenty
9.
of ice.
Mhm.
And didn't seem panicked
Not
at the
early.
start.
Nope. Good point.
No, it was good. I should have called it when I thought I needed to. Yeah.
We've heard that before this week, you know, that you just have to believe it's going to move, brush it,
Try to roll it half
just
carry.
because you know you're not going to be able to save it once you put the brushes down.
But they've talked about this whole game. Remember they had a come around where Emma was wide open, Rachel wrecked. We just had her, Emma tried to freeze. It was wide open. She wasn't even close to getting enough curl. Rachel's wrecked. There's either they're throwing it differently or there's difference in the stones.
And arena ice is usually all about the anticipation. You have to be on the stone. You can't hold them once the curl starts.
9, 2. Whoa, 9. Whoa, whoa. The other way? Yeah.
Across the nose, roll it. No, she'll jam it at the back. And shot stone remains Team Canada. Center line back 8.
Jen?
Hey.
So the winner will
Same line, right?
move
Same
on.
line,
And
yeah.
when you look
Be a little bit
at
more
the
positive. Throw it the same, I think.
last teams to Team Canada's not to make the playoffs. Now this was when the 4-team playoff was adopted back in 1995.
Yeah, and 7, 8.
Amber Holland is the last, but there are some familiar names there, defending champions that did not make the playoffs, and it is a must-win here for Rachel Homan if she hopes to be in that Final 4 here in Moose Jaw.
Just let off the hook there. If that bends a little more, this draw's not there, and it would be Northern Ontario sitting a deuce with hammer. Could have scored as many as 3. Now Rachel can really sink one here and take this whole game away.
It's good. Line only right now. Line's good.
5, 6. Get off. Watch it when it curls here.
Wait.
You were still there.
Needs
6,
to curl.
7.
You gotta wait.
7.
No. 8. No. Curl.
Little rub.
And it will rub for sure.
Hard, Lise, go.
And rub and roll in.
Sweep, guys.
Great weight again, Rach.
They may be sitting 2, actually, Team Canada.
It's
Really
close.
great weight. Yeah.
That nearly raised the red in.
Those rocks aren't matched.
No, it's mine do the same thing. Like first one I didn't quite get out, it snaps. Second one, if you touch it out a bit, hangs the line forever.
It was just, it's just really
The
sensitive.
weights are great on them.
It's close. I don't know.
I think so.
Yeah, her 3 rock keeps curling. They're finally figuring it out now.
Yeah, not much there.
There's nothing off this side over here, right?
Maybe. Did you get it? Okay, Tris.
Just making sure I'm not missing anything.
Pardon me?
I'm just making sure I'm not missing anything.
Just a quick survey.
Hers really hung for a while. You're trying for like a back 4?
Yeah, back 4 weight.
Okay.
A little more.
To do what here, Russ?
I think come through the port, just tick off the red and draw
Roll
for
in.
1. I think. I can't dream up a shot for 2. Cheryl, have you got a?
No. I actually thought they were looking at one point at the just tapping this
Okay.
redstone on the angle.
Rachel was extremely lucky. Look where that yellow one is. If it rolled a little less, there would have been a nose hit for at least 2, maybe 3.
No. Okay.
Now it's a tough shot, and this could easily nose this red one. And it's a steal of 2.
Well, Team Canada's really talking about how release sensitive it is. If you set it back a little bit, it runs.
Straight up.
So a lot about the release for Tracy.
So tightening up the ice twice now, asking for a little less. Facing 1 for sure, maybe 2. We play here in the 9th of a 4-4 tie.
Weight's good. T-line? Yep. Hard. Off the inside.
Gates, Engie,
Back 4. Yep.
Jennifer Horgan calling line.
Inside.
Well, they're going to have to take this little rub and roll in, or maybe raise it up and then raise it too far. And now that's a definite 2.
2 yellow. 2 yellow. Yeah.
For Team Canada.
The curl valuation. Yeah, we thought it was a little bit less. That went forever on you.
The 2015 Scotties Tournament of Hearts is brought to you by Ford, proud partner of the Canadian Curling Association for over 20 years, by M&M Meat Shops, frozen food at its best, and by Tim Hortons, official coffee of the Canadian Curling Association.
Well, it's time now for the M&M Meat Shop's Final End Challenge, and the secret word is broom. So right after the game, go to finalend.ca and enter that secret word broom for a chance to win an all-expense paid trip for 2 to the 2016 Brier in Ottawa.
Take a 5.
Well, that's a huge steal of 2 for Team Canada. They take a 6-4 lead over Northern Ontario as they threw the wrong color. I think that's the second time this week that Lisa Weagle has done that.
We're good, red color.
How do we never notice though?
Well, that was interesting. Okay, 2.5, guys.
You know, steal 1, sure. Steal 2 really hurts.
Yeah.
You know, hindsight. Do you actually try to come through the hole as she tried, or do you just play the angle raise all day?
Yeah, I looked at the angle raise actually right away because I thought it looked like the easier shot. Problem with coming through the port is it's a tight port, and you've got to be perfect to be able to come off that red one. So the raise might have been simpler. And it's still a 1. Yeah, it's game on still, but it's still a 2 tough.
Hey, at least you got it. What rock is that? 1. Okay.
It's the way it happened too. Rachel's first one over curl, I think it's a stone, and the second one she steered it the other way, and it looked like she had missed it completely. Rolled to the perfect spot, and steal it too.
One of you. 6, 7.
Is it sitting 1 or?
I think it's 1. They've both gone back and forth a lot with the top and the back. Maybe it's just the angle, but it does look like this is the hit. And stick for 1 that would force the extra.
Final stone on the way. Suzanne Burt, Prince Edward Island, Stephanie Lawton, Saskatchewan, Susan McKinnis, Michelle Quaid, Shelley Bradley trying to hold this now. Can't afford to roll too far. And now this roll, and this roll, and the catcher is there.
One red.
One red it is. So they will go one more.
Even.
That game, of course, to determine third place. Saskatchewan is in. We know that. But a win would guarantee them third place. Should they lose, then they would drop into the fourth place hole. And the third place would go to the winner of this game.
Straight through, Joe.
Yeah, you bet. Straight through.
This will be the battle for Tracy, is getting the guards separated and nice and even because of the big weight double ability of Team Canada.
Halfway. No, I'm not.
Sorry,
5'7".
Oh, sorry, Jenna. You got it.
You got lots. I pulled back on it, guys. It's curling. Sit.
Come on, baby, stop already.
Get.
That's what you talked about. There's the angle if they choose.
What do you guys want to do? I think hit and roll in. Or unless you want to just peel it out. Yeah. Okay, let's do that. I like the peel out. We could do the same thing.
Oh, that way?
We just saw it, or would you rather do this?
Yeah, it's easier. Out turn?
We should
hair off
be
nose.
We can drag this back. It won't.
Yeah, you bet.
Yeah.
Joanne Courtney right away.
Clean.
Roll, clean, clean.
Wow, that was float.
Just underneath.
I floated higher down.
Okay.
Brush, she floaters like
Nice shot.
I like how nosing.
Great throw.
Hey, Jenna. Hey, let's go, girl. Back line.
Touch more.
Jenna Engie.
Hack. Roll then. Back line. Oh, yeah. Back 12. Hard. Bumping it through. Hard. Bumping through. Yep. Top. Yep.
And trying to roll it over on top.
Okay.
Will push the Team Canada stone
Sorry.
not quite through.
This is where it gets really tough.
Yeah.
You have to utilize that corner guard somehow. You can't expect Team Canada to miss even a well-thrown freeze. They'll be able to jam it out of there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just board.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yep. Just
Whoa,
board.
whoa.
Board.
Whoa. Whoa.
Oh, Freda. It's going.
Clean. Whoa, 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 whoa. We gotta try to stick around more than that. It's great, Em. Great stroke. Does it come around right now? Nice shot, Em.
Okay, ready?
Late. Okay.
You got it, Teej. Let's go, Trig.
Playing third stones.
Just freezing, Cheryl?
Yeah, they're freezing.
Back
Trying to
in.
get
Hold on,
maybe
hold on.
Yeah.
Team Canada to get rid of
Nine.
one of their stones for them, and then they can maybe go around the
9, 10.
corner.
Yeah, back 8.
It's curling
Other
hard.
option would be go now. Get around that corner
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. Whoa, whoa. 8. Close for line. 8. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Hey, Jen.
It night didn't start off very well for Team Canada. Yeah, she made some miscues, not from Emma Miscue, who's had a very strong game, but it led to back-to-back steals in 3 and 4. But then Team Canada found their draw weight, in particular Rachel Homan, and then of course in 9, that big steal. That's the difference on the board, 6-4. Team Canada leads. The game story is brought to you by Travelers. It's better under the umbrella.
No, wait. Clean. Off. A little more, right? Never. Gotta curl big. Come on up. It's rolling up. Just release. Good throw. Yeah.
That's a problem with playing the freeze against Team Canada.
Yeah.
You have to be so perfect, like you said. It's hard enough against most teams, but against Team Canada,
Next to impossible.
Sorry. Pardon? Yeah. I didn't want to over-adjust on my release.
Go, Triggs.
I'm going to try it the other way now. Question begs, why did you throw the corner?
yeah, use it.
Got more.
Okay, well then.
No, it's not.
No, it's to it.
Lots of line.
Line's pretty good. Gotta curl a bit. Wait if you can.
Getting better.
Gotta curl.
Nice line here.
Lots
Just,
of
if
line.
it dies,
Nicholas.
it's pretty close.
T-line.
Whoa, then.
Just cannot bump it.
Okay, Jen.
It will.
Good wave. Yeah.
Keep a broom down here.
It'll be straight, yeah. We drag Joe's out.
Tracy Horgan,
How's it going to run down here?
the team from Sudbury,
Keep a broom down on it.
had a 2-point lead going to
Control
7. Then Team Canada got a couple.
Hey.
Blank 8 and steal 2 in 9.
Whoa.
Rachel Homan has had a good game.
Great shot.
Good shot, Rach.
Rachel made some nice draws when she had to too, which has got to be a
Hit the inside
company
too
going
sometimes.
forward.
82%.
Perfect. Nice. Great
I
shot.
think that,
Where
Cheryl,
I
the thing
stuck
that
him back. Yep.
Rachel would have to be happy is with the way she responded.
Okay,
She
so
struggled early.
Gotta be perfect.
We wondered
right
about
on
the
it.
draw weight. Was there, yes, was a couple of times, but since
quicker.
again that break and after falling behind and after that 7th when they got their deuce, she's looked pretty sharp.
Well, and just her demeanor out in the ice. So I don't know what they talked about in the 5th end break, but she came out, and that's half the battle is just looking the part until it happens. So, you know, she looked a lot more positive when she came out and better reactions, and so I think that helps just in the shot making.
Yeah, her body language was frustrated to say the least.
It was.
Oh, I think it's there, guys. Got tons of line.
Lots of line.
Tracy
Back four,
Horgan
back
had
8.
her
Okay,
first.
well then.
Got to make these
Coming
count
down.
now, though.
Line's getting better.
Gotta be right
Gotta
on
be
it.
welded.
Line's good.
Yeah, go.
Line. Hard.
Trying to hold it there, and it'll just cross over the nose.
It was perfect.
Yeah, that corner is still out there, and there it is.
It's true, Vic.
And covering the edge of the 8, they never used it.
But what a week for this young team to set history and make it to the
Straight through.
national championship and scared Rachel Homan here in the final.
Oh, Tracy made some incredible shots along the way, some pretty high pressure shots.
First ever team from Northern Ontario.
Hard up.
And away it goes. And Team Canada will get a chance to defend. Rachel Homan and the team from the Ottawa Curling Club make the final 6-4. After a shaky windup to round robin, they come through when needed most. And so they are through. They will be in the Final Four in the 3-4 page playoff game, finishing with a record of 7-4. Northern Ontario, 1 game short at 6-5. So we know the 4 teams. Manitoba, Alberta, they'll be in the 1-2. Saskatchewan, Team Canada will be in the 3-4 page playoff. Just depends now what happens in that extra end between Saskatchewan and PEI, and whether they will be in 3rd place or 4th place.
The 2015 Scotties Tournament of Hearts is brought to you by Cashmere Bathroom Tissue. Nothing feels like cashmere.
And to this extra end between Prince Edward Island and Saskatchewan in a 4-4 tie. Saskatchewan with the last rock here in the extra, playing the Yellowstones. A win will make them 4th, put them in the 3rd spot, pardon me. If a loss will put them into the 4th. How important is this, Kathy, this 3rd versus 4th in the standings?
Well, to me, it's more about a game that Stephanie Lawton could have really utilized the abilities of the team to find, draw, wait, and keep it. It has been a bizarre game. Other than the first couple of ends where there were lots of rocks, she threw it in, she blanked 5, she blanked 6. The only reason there's a point on the board in 7 is because she stuck the blank. And then Suzanne Burt did the same for the next 2. And so there's been a lot of hits. They know the ice for that, but that's not the tough part. The tough part is knowing the in-between weights and the draws, and they have thrown very few.
That's the history with the Lawton team, and you can't criticize them. They get here a lot, they win the province a lot, and they do well every year. But going forward, there's 3 pretty good teams waiting for them.
And the prize here for finishing 3rd, clear, 1 game up, would be that last rock, correct?
Right in there.
In that game, Cheryl?
Yeah, it is. They get the last rock advantage, which is big for Stephanie. We've noticed a lot this week that whenever they had last rock scored first, they won most of their games. Just about all of them, I think.
Nice last half of the event for Suzanne and Team PI too. They've had some really nice games.
Line's good. Close her line. Lot of room. Whoa, room. Let it curl. Where? Line. Okay, line's great. Tons of line. Line's really good. There you go. No. Here. Gonna bury it. Yep. 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 Hard.
And around she goes.
Great job.
Perfect throw.
And to wind up round robin, New Brunswick will pick up a win. And Sylvie Robichaud would have bunked it. Mentioned that she was 1-10 on her first trip. She'll finish at 4-7. And Ontario and Julie Hastings from Thornhill and the Bayview Golf and Country Club will finish at 5-6. Peeling off the guard.
Good shot.
Good job, Steph. Good job. Thanks.
Suzanne Burt was one of the first to throw the massive rotation. Everybody criticized her originally, but with the way the rocks are now, it's you see Rachel do it. You see a lot of the teams, especially with the peels like Stephanie just threw. But I think for these guards, it makes it a little bit easier too. It'll run for you a little bit, and the brushers can judge the speed. It's not going to grind and take off on you.
That's been one of the tougher shots to throw out here, has been the guard because of the curl.
It needs to be perfect because Saskatchewan has that saver. Stephanie would love to pick that out of there and win with that corner rock.
That's a little tight.
Yeah.
Final stone for
The line's okay.
Prince Edward Island and Suzanne Burt and her team from Charlottetown. Here in this year's Scotties. Shelley Bradley, Michelle McQuaid, Susan McInnes.
Okay.
Did their job.
Yeah, that looks good.
Stephanie's been making a lot of these. We talk about how much they love to hit, but Stephanie's made a lot of big draws.
And listen to the applause for Stephanie Lawton out of the Nutana in Saskatoon.
Yeah, 15-2, 15-3, I think. Yeah.
We'll take our time out.
Okay, for time.
Nothing, I just took our time out.
Time out.
So they're just
Wherever they are.
taking their time out. They're a little tight on
Time
time.
out.
So just
Stop
Time.
our clock,
They
please.
did. They did. They did.
Lots of time.
Okay.
Now they can play through their timeout. They don't have to take that whole minute, but that just allows Stephanie some breathing room if they're getting tight.
Let's go. Same weight, Scott. Let's go.
full four for the win and to finish third and get the hammer in the 3-4 page playoff against Team Canada tomorrow.
Really gotta go. Go.
Uh-oh, gotta go.
Get it there. Go.
So Kasner and Schmidt have picked her up. Full four is what they need. Kasner and Schmidt with the help of a few thousand here at Mosaic Place. Here comes Anderson as well. If you got it there, ladies, you do. Final 5-4, Saskatchewan. So takes third place. Marlies Kasner, Stephanie Schmidt, Sherry Anderson, and a few friends in the stands they don't even know to drag it to the button for the win. So the round robin is complete here in Moose Jaw. And the four have been decided. Manitoba, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Team Canada, 1, 2, 3, and 4 losses. And now we head on to the page playoffs. Coming up tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Manitoba against Alberta. And then tomorrow, make a note, at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, Saskatchewan against Team Canada in the 3-4 page playoff. Stephanie Lawton and her team will try to live the green dream here in Moose Jaw when they take on Team Canada tomorrow. To all the teams that have competed this week who are leaving us now, we thank them for all their help, their cooperation, and congratulations on a terrific week. We'll take a break and be back with you tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for Alberta and Manitoba as our coverage of the Scotties continues here on Canada's sports leader, TSN.